Hi guys, welcome back to Knuston Farm, where today we're definitely going to have to sell off all the wheat and hope we can get some money together. I've been talking to my friend Ant about Windows 10, which, yeah, I have fixed and got working. I'm gonna have to do something about that. There's my Steam profile if that shows up in the game. So, we need to sell some crops, all of the crops. And there's a big problem because there was a lot of debt I didn't know about that was owed last night, and it was all taken out of the bank at once. So we are screwed. I'm hoping the bank behaves. I'm actually gonna just shoot the volume up another 10%. I'm hoping the bank behaves and doesn't screw me over again, because if it does, big problems. There's a secondary issue, and that is that I was kind of hoping to I was kind of hoping I'd be able to afford a baler today, but looks like that's not gonna happen. So I'm left with two choices. One is to make about 3,000 bales and faff about with them for a few hours. Like, seriously. And the other option is to just cultivate the straw under. I'm really not sure which one I want to take. Mine just... oh. So we got 135,000 liters of wheat, which is worth 35,000, so we are definitely in debt. We're screwed. Wonderful. I guess the best option is... I hate to say this, the best option is to make bales. I only hate to say this because I know how long and arduous a task that's going to be. People were calling me out for being just having the patience of a saint for the harvest, because that was hours per field. I did. Fun thing, I didn't actually speed up the time at all yesterday, and it was 5:45 PM by the time I'd finished doing the harvest. Now the bales are going to cause even more of an issue, and I'm not looking forward to it in the slightest. Because making the bales isn't the problem. It's disposing of the bales and selling the bales. I don't think I've got much of a choice in how I sell the bales, because I'm going to have to, well, how I make the bales, because, well, I only have one baler and I'm not going to be able to afford a better one. So I'm going to be making 4, maybe €5 per bale if I'm lucky, and there's going to be hundreds, if not a couple of thousand, which in terms of the debt is good. In terms of my sanity, not so much. Short of short of just getting a loan and buying a round baler, which I guess is an option once I've got all the wheat sold. I don't see many options I can take, and I'm not even sure if I want to buy a round baler, because that's gonna be problematic. Now I have been told that I pay taxes on any profits I make during the day, so I'm already paying taxes for today, because I've just paid 4,000. That's gonna come out of, that's, some of that is going away to the government. I also pay, I think it's €65.10 at the moment per day as a kind of a land tax, which isn't too bad, I'll admit. I'd prefer not to be paying it, but it's not a bad tax. And very quickly out of character, yes, I am using the finance office mod. That really screwed me over, because when I was setting this map up, I didn't have that mod, and I didn't think too much of it. But by setting off all of the vehicles and then fiddling around with, you know, vehicles, that really screwed me over, because I'll bring up the log here. As you can see, your income of day one was 313,000, and the subtracted tax of 93,000. That's why I'm in so much debt. That was a mod that went slightly awry. However, I'm going to leave it like that, just because I'm insane, and I guess it adds to the challenge, because now I gotta get this farm out of debt. So yeah. It's gonna be a fun time trying to get this farm out of debt again. I know it wasn't in debt. Well, it is technically in debt because it's got a €90,000 loan, but now there's an extra €82,000 on top. Yeah, I can't help but think I'm being set up to fail in all of these endeavours. Especially after the Cobra incident. Oh well, let's keep calm and soldier on, hope for the best. Because I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that's the end of the surprises here, and we'll be able to progress very quickly once we can get another crop in the ground. The next crop is gonna be sugar beets, because I only have a sugar beet harvester I'm ready to use. Well, I've only got a sugar beet planter, don't I? It can plant corn too, but I've got no corn harvester. So I'm going to have to plant sugar beets. And double check what nutrients I need and whatnot, just to make sure that I'm not accidentally murdering them the whole time. Just to make sure I'm not accidentally murdering them or causing issues with them. I'm gonna have to look up the kind of herbicide I want to use. That'll be something I can do very quickly on my phone when the time comes. So let me this debt that I've suddenly been riddled with has knocked me for six, and I don't know where, if I'm coming or going now. I guess priority number one, instead of getting a new harvester, is going to have to be getting rid of debt. Because I'm just not going to deal with, you know, €82,000 of debt. Well, I know I could deal with it. kinda half thinking I'll just take out a loan to cover. Yeah. Let's take out a loan of 85,000 if can. There we go. So the farm is now 175,000 in debt. However, the loan it doesn't look as bad. And more importantly, hoping that doesn't cause problems. More importantly, the finances now being in the black, as far as the bank knows, because we take our loans out of the credit union. We do pay interest and whatnot, but the bank doesn't know about the credit union loans, so it works out well for us. As far as the bank is concerned, we just had a bit of a windfall and it covered our debts. As far as the credit union is concerned, we're going to have to pay that back as quickly as possible. And part of me is thinking... No. I was half thinking of getting a small forage harvester and working BGA, because I have been told that we have unrestricted access to the BGA, a local biogas plant at Knuston Biotech, but I'm not going to work that just yet. I mean, I'm going to work it eventually just to boost funds, but I'm going to wait until the farm can actually afford a forage harvester. In other words, I'm going to wait until we've paid off this debt and then consider getting one. Because I do plan on working this farm for a while. I'm now considering getting a round baler again. Because if I get a round baler, I can... because there's a lot of grass fields that we do have access to, I can go make hay. And that sounds like a fairly odd proposal. Now, if I get a baler I can make hay, well, I can make hay anyway. I got a baler. But if I make round hay bales, that's probably going to be somewhere in the region of €1,200 per bale. So I need, what, 175 bales to cover the debts. Totally cover the debts. $175 bales isn't that many. That's not a lot of bales. Got access to about 50-60 bales worth of grass. If I had to guess, we could in theory do 2 rounds of baling and that'll definitely pay off the debts. Especially with the good sugar beet crop, because I know sugar beets tend to come in really thick. The ground here is just, well, I've been told the ground here is absolutely perfect for beets. All you have to do is make sure the nutrients are right and you don't get too many weeds. And obviously the soil moisture pH are correct. But the type of clay here is just so very, very perfect for sugar beets to grow that they just come up and you've got more beets than you know what to do with. So that's good. What's not good is I know the harvester that I have for the beets isn't very big, so it's going to be a long prospect of harvesting beets. I mean, I'm not gonna complain, but I do kind of wish there was a bigger harvester on the farm. But I guess you make do with what you got, and I only have access to the small harvester, which to be honest, and I'm not going to complain too much, it is great that I can decide to do beets, because beets are money. There's no other provider of sugar beets in the area, and the prices per ton are 212.8. I know that the yield is somewhere in the region of 3 times the yield of wheat, which is 266 per ton. Just let that sink in. I'm going to be making at least 3 times as much from sugar beets. If I had to guess now, you know, I'm not working this out exactly. I'm going to be making a lot more from beets than I am from the wheat. And it looks like I'll need one more trailer load to get a baler. Because there is I think it's a class ground baler they're selling here. Relatively cheap. Let's have a look in the shop and see what balers they have. Let's go to their new section. No, not going to be able to afford those. Okay, let's have a look at their used balers. A class Roland for 11.9. That's really the end game for the farm, is the Fusion. Maybe the Krone Ultima. I might take that out for a test drive somewhere. We've got a bale trailer and we got a Roland. Well, we can get a Roland after this next load. That is tempting. What kind of seeders can we get? I need to get another seeder in there. I keep forgetting. White assembly is 15 thou. That's really the only one we'll be able to afford. So 15,000 for a seeder and 11.5 I'm gonna say 12 for a baler, just so that there's a bit of overhead. I've just realised the more bales I sell today, the more money is going to come out of the account tonight. The taxes will get automatically paid. But midnight is a direct. I'm not going to. It's kind of a direct debit thing going on. I mean, they get taken directly out of the account automatically. It's kind of a direct debit, not at the same time. I guess it is a direct debit. So. Yeah, one more load and I can get the baler. And once I get the baler I can start making the bales, obviously. But I think I'm going to finish selling the wheat off first. And then we'll get to baling. Tomorrow. I guess it depends on how much time I have. Part of me wants to say, oh, tomorrow we'll do some haymaking. Part of me wants to say, you know what, we'll just make hay as quickly as we possibly can today. Because it is a nice warm, dry day. I think it is somewhat feasible to make hay in a day. Well, to make hay today, in, you know, 1 day bales, because there's a mushroom farm in the area. All they want is mulch, so it doesn't have to be high quality hay. It doesn't even have to be good hay. It just has to be mulch hay, and all they ask for is no weeds. They're not a particularly good mushroom farm, but they pay well. The only mushroom farm for 50 miles, they can, you know, they go into a lot of local towns and just sell their organic mushrooms. And they claim they're organic, they're really not, because I'm going to be spraying herbicides and all sorts of artificial stuff all over the grass. But I'm gonna tell them, yeah, it's all legit. It's all organic. From what I've heard, it's not the most reputable mushroom farm in the world. I've just realised I've been driving the wrong side of the road. It's 7 in the morning. Who's going to care? I care. I care about driving down the road at 7 o'clock in the morning. Driving it down the wrong side of the road at 7 o'clock in the morning. There's the train, taking all of the lovely people to work, possibly. We're hard at work already, selling off our wheat. So, let's see. Obviously this video is just going to be me selling wheat, which it needs to be done, and I'm not going to hurry. I'm not going to edit this video down into 5 seconds or something. No. This needs to be done, and yeah, I'm going to show. The next video is going to be baling. I'm going to finish selling off the wheat. Hook the wheel, and it really unsettled the tractor. Next video is going to be baling because we just hit our mark for the used Roland. So glad I decided on 12 as a round price for that, not 125 horsepower required. And this thing has 135. Awesome. I thought we'd run out of luck. Okay, so that's a baler purchased. That's amazing, that's awesome, that's beautiful. I can use... Well, I can use the massing to grab the baler and bring it up to the farm. And then hook it up to the agrotron, whatever it is, and work from there. And we're left with a very neat €2,000 somehow. How much wheat is left on the thing? 77,000, this is a 14,500 litre trailer. Was it 5 more trips? 5.5 maybe? With very rough maths. 4, 5, 5, 4, 20. $202,500. 202,500. It's 5 trips. What? No. $52,500 is 5 trips. No, 72,500. Oh no. So that's, yeah, 6 trips. Almost. I'm gonna go with just 5 and leave the remainder of the wheat in storage. I don't want to be going down with a half-full trailer. I don't want to deal with, wasting the fuel to bring a few dozen liters of wheat down to sell, so I can leave that and just close up the shed for the year. We'll close up the shed for as long as needs be. I can figure something to do with the wheat starts germinating, I guess I can try and make some seeds out of it. And that's the end game, is to make this farm completely self-reliant. It's actually what I've been tasked with. And I think it's possible. The issue is there isn't that. Trying to decide what I want to do. There is no major, huge, massive, overarching issue. Except for, you know, money. But the issue right now is we're going to have to pay a lot of tax tomorrow. Or tonight. And the baling is going to take a while. As is going to be, as I said, the rest of wheat. And obviously when the bales are done and I've got a field bale, with field 1 I think I can just drive them. I'm trying to decide if I want to just bring the bales out individually or stack them up in the trailer and put them into the shed for sales or what. Definitely field 7 I'm going to be stacking on the trailer and then backing back into the shed. Field 1 probably almost going to be as fast. Well, no, it's probably going to be faster when stacking the trailer, isn't it? Because, yeah, it's going to be slightly faster to stack the trailer up. Not by much, but it will be slightly faster. I don't even have to stack the trailer particularly well in field 1. I mean, it's only going to going a couple of dozen yards, a couple hundred yards. Stop. Brakes on this massive probably need a bit of work. So, I think I'm going to do one more load on camera here. And then I'm going to turn off the camera for a bit and get get the rest of the wheat sold until there's not much left in storage. Once I got that done, I'll grab the baler and put it on the back of the Deutz, newer Deutz. It's used, but it's newer. And from there we will, I'll turn the camera back on and we'll do some baling with some music and everything will be Knuston. I'm just glad that I don't have to use the tiny baler. Seriously glad, because that would have been a couple of hundred bales of, I think that thing presses 250 litres each. So for every one round bale I'll get, that would be, let's see, 4 brings it to 1,000 litres. 16 of the small bales. So in the next video when I'm baling, just every time you see a bale come out of the chamber, think of 16 bales in its place. Just let that sink in for a moment. 16 bales per bale. 16 of the small bales per round bale. That's, and you'll see when the baling is done, field 1, because that's going to be my first target. That would be a lot of bales that I'm going to actually, I might, well, I'm definitely going to, you know, see how many brown bales it is, and potentially work out how many, well, I will definitely for myself, and I might even put it into the video how many square bales that would have been, because I'm interested in knowing how many square bales I would have ended up getting out of just field 1. Apologies for the yawn, I didn't sleep particularly well last night. So I'm gonna bring this trailer load down, trailer load wheat, and then we'll end the video off there. I'm on the wrong side of the road. We'll end the video after that, and I'm gonna sell the rest of the wheat. I'm gonna turn off the camera, sell the rest of the wheat, and get everything ready to bale. As you probably saw, I do have field 1 windrow up. I also have field 7 windrow up. I did that, both of them before I left last night, and everything is cushy and ready to go. And yes, I did use the small windrow that I have. It's actually a lot better than I'd expected. It wasn't too painful to use. It's definitely going to be helpful when I'm doing hay. And some of the hay fields, because you can see one. It's just the hay fields are quite large. Gonna be honest, but I think the best course of action is just to make hay in all of the hay fields on a constant basis for the time being. So that number 1, I get hours into the massing. There are, what, 4.3 hours at the moment. It's reading 4.3 because the engine was completely rebuilt, by the way. But 4.3 hours in this. I think everything gets a box reset for whatever reason. The shop might not necessarily be reputable. It's the only one around here. We're 4.3 hours, 4.4 hours on this. We need to get some hours into this thing. I know it can run the windrower. Probably shouldn't be able to, but it can. I have my doubts about the tether, and I have severe doubts about the mower. And I'm 90% sure it can't run the baler. So really this thing is going to be our bale trailer truck. We need something on the bale trailer. So at 9,000 already, we can... And yes, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be paying off the loan as much as I possibly can as I go along. So while I continue selling off the wheat and suffering for your entertainment, I guess, I'm going to let you guys go. I'll be back on Thursday with the baling of the straw. Yeah. I'm going to leave it here until Thursday. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, and goodbye.